Hey viewers, welcome to another game with the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are going for a Smite game here, and this is because of course today is, well, the release of Smite. We are going with Shing, who is going to jungle for us. He is playing tier, although I didn't really recognize him with his legendary skin on, because obviously, well, he has legendary skins. But yeah, well, we are going for this because, as I said, today is the release day of Smite, and I'm really happy it finally came to this, because now we will get some more players and hopefully some higher quality. Also hope that the replay system will get updated really soon, because obviously we do have replays, as you can see, but they're not on the normal games unless they get spectated, and yeah, that just doesn't happen a lot. And I would like to have the ability to, well, watch my own replays, also watch my, well, my viewers' replays, because I want to be able to kind of see what I do wrong in certain situations, how we could have done that differently. Also, I want to have some more insight into strategies. And although there are high-level replays available, yeah, the normal replays, so from normal people, are not available, which makes it kind of hard to judge what the difference is in playstyle between, well, my team basically and a pro team. Obviously, there are huge differences when it comes to map control and vision, and the amount of general, well, good play. But yeah, I would like to see that more, well, detailed, basically. So we are going to start off with the Boomba's mask here, as well as the red pot, as you might have noticed. He popped that just before the camp spawned. And he is going to start off at the red buff. Taking the red buff for himself and then giving the blue buff over to his solo laner. And then we are going to go with both of the junglers into the solo lane. As you can see, the bans for this game were Zeus, Gap, and Ulr on the one side, and then Shock and Nemesis on the other side. I totally agree with basically all of these bans, because all of these bans are so powerful at the moment. And since this is solo queue, it's solo queue ranked. Yeah, because this is solo queue, it makes for, well, that single players can have a really, really big effect on the game. And the same goes for Thanatos, by the way, or Tyr. Both of those have a huge effect on the game as well. Ra, not so much. He's just there, so he's not like a major big deal. The same goes for Guan Yu, who's here, and we have stasis mode. I don't know what stasis mode is. I noticed it today, actually, because I did a game before this which got stuck in stasis mode. So I don't know what it is, whether it's a pause or some kind of problem with the replays. But yeah, it is there. It will eventually lift most of the time. As I said, one of the games got stuck in stasis mode, but I will cut out the rest of this. And there we are again. So it seems that stasis mode has something to do with pausing the game, but yeah, people don't really pause the game that often, and it happened like 6 times in the previous game. So yeah, well, I'm pretty sure people don't pause the game 6 times. So trying to get his opponent into the tower, and are we going to pick up this kill? No, on both sides, leaving with such low amounts of HP. It is really insane. So yeah, he can't really leave his Ra, because he would get sniped there, and yeah, that's not what you want. So yeah, both of them stay alive. Well, both the Ra and Guan Yu. And of course, we are going to try to get our mid camps now. So mid camps, one of the major objectives in this game, although they give like a slight amount of gold, if you can, well, compared to like Gold Fury or Fire Giant, if you can keep up with them all game, then yes, you will win the game automatically, because they give you so much gold over time that, yeah, without them you basically can't win. So we finally left the right lane here and going back towards our jungle. Picking up speed buff now. Speed buff and red buff are the two buffs for the junglers. The rest of the buffs are normally not used, and once again we have a stasis mode. And we are back. Yeah, as I said, the red buff and the speed buff are the buffs for the junglers. Yeah, they want to get more damage against some camps, and they want to just get the general speed buff for ganks as well as to get from camp to camp. It all depends on which jungler you are, which buff you want to go first. Apparently, Tyr wanted to get the damage buff first, but I think that was more because he wanted to help his solo lane instead of being on the other side of the map and helping his duo lane out. Because, well, most of the junglers that go to, especially the high levels, they go to their solo lanes, help out a little bit until, well, the solo laner gains a few levels, and with a few levels you can actually, well, maintain your lane for quite a bit. And that's what we're seeing now. The solo laners not really going up against each other anymore. Just clearing waves and then going either towards the jungle to pick up a buff or something like that. Or just standing around until the next thing comes up. So we are going to catch the enemy jungler here. And this might actually be a problem. Because, yeah, there are multiple people coming in here. Thanatos gets out with his ultimate. Are we going to catch him? No, we are not going to catch him. He did fly away far enough. And yeah, then the Guan Yu's in a little bit of trouble because he actually gets stunned up here. And yeah, gets killed quite easily. He was completely overextended there. And with the Thanatos running out, because Thanatos really took way too much damage there, it was an easy kill. So we are going for this blue buff because, well, if nobody is in lane, obviously taking the blue buff is quite of an easy accomplishment. And yeah, there's the enemy jungler again, but by now he is behind. So he is level 6 to the level 7 of Shing, and we should be able to get quite a bit of damage on that. And obviously we should be able to get this this speed buff as well. And the speed buff does go over to the enemy team, where they will not be able to pick it up, apparently. Yeah, the guy coming from behind the Guan Yu will actually be able to pick it up. And we are going to ult just over the side, over the wall, I mean. Over the wall of that little camp, and that means that Guan Yu cannot follow. So, all in all, we're back at our buff where we started, the damage buff, and then probably going into that blue buff later on, because, well, there is someone there who is trying to steal our buff. He did get spotted, but currently, yeah, we're not going to do anything about that with Shing, because he's way too low. It took him way too long to take down that damage buff. Apparently didn't have his Hand of the Gods up. So Hand of the Gods has a 90-second cooldown on level 1, which he currently has. A 60-second on level 2. And that makes for a way better clear time. So normally we see junglers and, well, everyone really go for that level 2. Because it helps you out so much. It helps you out quite a lot to know that you're going to have that up for every time you go for one of the big camps or one of the gold camps. And yeah, he did get spotted. You could see the ward he ran over. There it is. And oh, stunning up the Vulcan and taking some tower damage, but this is not enough. Yeah, he did get the kill back though, or rather they got the kill back. And are we going to be able to get out? Yeah, well, nobody's following, so that's cool. So if you want to know how to get rid of that Chibi ult, yeah, if you have like 6, I don't know what they're called, runes or something like that. If you pause on the 5th rune and you start running when the 6th rune hits again, you basically don't get stunned. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's quite easy. It's more the vision that is the problem, not so much the stun. The stun is pretty easy to negate. And therefore, yeah, you should just practice that a little. You should never just stand around doing nothing. during those 6 seconds or so, because that is of course not what you want. You just want to experiment a little bit with when you have to pause, and really you have to pause only for like half a second and maybe even less, because it's really not that hard to do. So he is going to try to pick up the speed buff now. He did drop that earlier. I'm not sure if he can actually reach that in the 30 seconds that it stays on the ground, but he might actually be able to do it. Yes, he will. Obviously, very experienced jungler, so he knows the time he needs to get back there. And if you just recall and immediately run back out, then yeah, apparently you can do it. So, can we get this guy? No, he actually got out, and wow, he did miss that. He went for the aggressive thing. Instead of running away, he went back in and tried to snipe the Shing. But yeah, that did not work out for him. He totally got screwed there. So yeah, the lags are obviously not in the game. It's because of my computer. It's yeah, it's not optimal for recording this game, unfortunately, and therefore sometimes I have some mini lag, so where the frame rate drops to about 10 and then goes up to 30 again. But yeah, that's the way it is currently. And once I'm able to buy a better computer, I'm sure those lags will disappear. But that is not going to be anytime soon. Anyhow, currently we have the where are we even? We have the 3rd position on our team. I wanted to say we're kind of under-leveled, but yeah, that is indeed the case. Level 9 to what is mostly level 10 and 11 on both teams. And look at those body blocks. Eventually, the enemy does get out, and well, he does have a dash, so Guan Yu is pretty hard to pin down because he has the horse, so his ultimate, as well as that dash. Both of them will get him out of the situations that he can get stuck. Yeah, well, for the rest, it is just a matter of, well, being smart about your positioning, of course, but that's with every single game. So, yeah, all in all, we have a decent amount of gold, as I said, number 3 in our team currently. And it's just the levels that he's behind on. Stasis mode activated once again. So we are back. The score currently 2-0-2. Pretty decent actually. He is now climbed up to the number 2 spot on the team. Mainly because, well, he's a jungler, he doesn't get that much gold, but the 2-0-2 makes that he is actually, well, decently farmed on champion kills, as well as well, he hasn't had to leave the field at all yet. Well, except for a few times that he needed to heal, but yeah, healing is of course really fast compared to actually dying. But yeah, there you see the gold and experience and blah blah. And here is the gold difference and the experience difference. It is not very much. So short pause only. And we are going to go up against the jungler and the mid laner with the jungler and the mid laner. So yeah, Vulcan really hard to go up against. He has a lot of damage. He's not like a super utility character, but he has a lot of spammable skills. Because, well, basically 2 of his skills are super spammable. And 1 of his skills is the turret, which stays up, well, until it actually gets killed. And are we going to be able to save this guy? Zapman in some trouble here, but he should be able to at least get a kill out of it. Oh wow, actually able to get 2 kills and not... Oh my god. He actually saved his laner and I got 3 kills out of it. He actually got a triple kill there. That is insanely good news. Because that means that, well, now the gold difference will be spiking towards them. They will be able to do a gold fury on the back of this. And maybe even get a 4th kill here. Because that is, of course, the way it goes in games like this. Once you get an advantage, you get a bigger advantage. And very nicely done. They pick up another kill. Little bit messy there. They lost quite a bit of HP, but in the end it didn't really matter because 4 kills is good enough. By now, however, the 3 guys that he killed with his triple kill are back up, and therefore they did not get a Gold Fury out of that. Look at the warding, by the way. So many wards up. Yeah, on both teams have a pretty decent amount of wards, but so much vision, and yeah, that's of course where you want to spend your early your early advantage. Because once you get an advantage, yeah, you can use it to buy items, which gives you a tiny bit of an advantage for the later stage of the game. Or you can get vision, and vision allows you to get some nice ganks off, also to prevent ganks, and therefore to just get a whole lot more out of your gameplay. The nice ultimate there from Aphrodite, making sure that Shibalanki didn't die, and they are going to run out of there. So the ultimate makes you CC immune as well as well, invulnerable. And oh, now that it's not available, it is a very easy kill. The surrender vote is started. I don't know if it goes through. I don't know if they should surrender, because 4,000 gold is not that big of a difference, and you can see the gold in the game, or well, while playing the game. So it's not like you're yeah, well, you do know how far you're behind, and well, experience difference you cannot see, but well, that is the way it is. I mean, you can't see everything, but you can estimate from the gold difference what your experience difference will be. Unfortunately, he does die here, so we are going to follow some other poor dude. Let's follow this guy. Yeah, I like him. So he's on the other team, of course. So yeah, I can't really root for him at the moment, because I am rooting for the other team, the blue team. Yeah. Yeah, once he's back up, I will switch back. Vulcan is, of course, a really high mobility character. You want to be all over the place. But yeah, then his turrets are not very mobile. So you have to use them at the correct times on the correct, well, places in order to get a nice amount of damage done. And a nice amount of control. We're going back to Tyr, however. Tyr is going to start over in his jungle. He died now, so he is 5-1 with 4 assists. That is a pretty decent score, and all in all, he should be able to use that advantage to his advantage and actually do pretty well. So we do have a Fist of the Gods now, which is an additional stun. So he now has a stun and a blink, and a couple of push abilities. So he can just juggle his opponents all day long. Obviously, he wants to just take out this minion wave and then take out the turret, because well, it's an easy way to push with Tyr. You just pick up the entire minion wave in one fell swoop, and we are going to try to get this tower. I don't know where the health of the tower is, but yeah, apparently it died. So that was kind of easy, and I don't think he has enough minions here. Oh, he did have ranged minions. I can see those, obviously. But yeah, the minions did expire, and we are going to go in with the next wave. 2 guys coming up to try to defend this. 3 guys actually coming up to defend this. But I don't think they will be in time. Will he be able to escape from this? Oh, just ulting over the side. And he should be safe here. Ra comes to check on him. Just putting out some jokes or taunts or whatever they are. And wow, just completely demolishing the enemy jungler. Getting the stun off, making sure that the Tulu Assault does not continue. It is the main source of damage for Guan Yu. So yeah, he does want to use that, of course, and well, you as an opponent do want to stun that as soon as you can. Because, well, if he doesn't have that, he is pretty much out of damage. Because, well, then he has his dash and his basic attacks. The basic attacks are not ranged, so yeah, they're not very effective. And of course, the dash, you don't want to use that offensively too often because it's very dangerous to dash into a situation with no escape, and obviously you do have your ultimate to get out, so you should still be safe enough, and your ultimate does have CC immunity, so that of course works in your advantage as well. We are going to assault this left lane now with a heavy amount of people. Unfortunately for this red team, they did not have any backup. And yeah, the Vulcan really just ulting to do some damage, but it doesn't do a lot of damage if it doesn't travel, because it does more damage based on the amount of distance it travels. And therefore, if you cast it right on top of yourself, then it does like 400 damage, which is not a whole lot. And it's definitely not worth it. We are going to go into this because we are tier. And tier don't care about nothing. I guess most people here don't care about nothing anymore. And that is why the surrender comes out 20-7. We ended up 7-1-7 with 10,003 gold. That is a pretty decent amount of gold. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.